Hide the knives. I'm an experienced tripper. In fact, my first drug experience was peyote. I'm not a heavy user by any means, 2 to 3 times a year. I'm a fairly regular pot smoker, and though I don't drink a lot, I'm an avid lover of beer. Hallucinogens are my love though, and I don't consider them just recreational. For the most part, they are done camping with friends, up of Michigan. That is the place. Tripping is supposed to be a spiritual experience that can be fun, but mainly, I consider it a reboot of my system. That being said, Datura is now officially off the list of camping supplies. I did my homework, I read about the bad experiences, and thought to myself, I'll do this smart. One thing I noticed about the bad experiences was they usually involve people who regularly use drugs and lead unhealthy lifestyles. I don't. Also, people usually seem to be in an urban environment where police presence can be summoned. That was being avoided. I also made sure I had plenty of water. I was not going to smoke any pot or drink. The dose I was using was considerably lower than most of the bad story doses. I didn't officially have any sitters, but my friends were all with me. They were using mushrooms, not Datura. I've tripped with them all before and trusted their abilities to separate reality from mythology if things got too hairy. My mistake was having read a great deal of Robert E. Howard the week prior, Conan, Cole, Bronmock Marn, etc. After ingestion, I didn't get the drunk feeling as bad as most people seem to do. I was in fairly good shape. I did start getting the effects quickly. The dark woods provided a lot of shapes that outrightly became pigs. I surprised and probably scared my friends half to death when I suddenly took up the camp machete and went to a glorious battle with the attacking savages. Of this, I have little recollection. I had been lucid for quite some time, but near dusk, the battle began. This is what my friend described. You went from talking about pygmy tribes and the Yeti into, "They're here!" You jumped up from your log, grabbed the machete, ran through the fire, and into the tree line, hacking everything in sight. We were too scared to come to you. In fact, we were worried that you were going to start thinking we were orcs too, so we left. My friends literally fled into the woods to get away from me. I don't remember much until I came across a dead animal, which could have been a whale, or a unicorn, or a megatherium, for all I knew. I spent a lot of time fighting pinks, or danes, or whatever. I read a lot of fantasy books and played magic cards, so goblins, morgos, viashinos, skullbears, trolls, gnomes, and a whole other assorted menagerie of evil was out to get me. Somehow, I wandered into a swamp and lost my sword. My friends found me hours later. It wasn't hard. I left a trail of hacked brush and was screaming quite loudly. I have vivid memories of terrible things coming out of the dark for me. The scary thing was, for the several hours I was alone, I didn't drink anything. Luckily, I was only a half mile from camp. I didn't recognize my 2 friends when they came for me. I thought the flashlights were witch balls. I fought with them a little before I realized they were real and had water. I'm sure that I had pissed myself and was real glad to get dry clothes on back at camp. I was in and out of lucid dreams the whole night. I basically ruined their buzz, but being true friends, they found me more amusing than asshole-horrific. I still get dogged about that weekend, but I've been forgiven. However, in addition to the 4-day hangover, I cannot shake the uneasy fear that I could have killed somebody or myself. I was literally delusional running around with a dangerous weapon in the woods. I could have fell on it. I shudder every time I think of that weekend. Given a choice between doing Datura again or eating an entire sheet of acid, I would eat the sheet. Datura is not something to be fucked with, and I'm a healthy, sane person with hallucinogenic experience. My advice? You probably are not strong enough for it, and if you are, you better not have a violent bone in your body or you can flip out easily. Have sober sitters that will absolutely not permit you to be anywhere near dangerous places or objects. Or just don't do it, because the hangover sucks and it really isn't all that fun.